Hello, my name is Basmatee Mohabeer, and I am currently the country lead for developing and implementing the Guyana National Forest Certification System. Okay, so first and foremost, in terms of the private landowners, Guyana would have developed a wood tracking system in the early 2000s. And now that we have a national forest certification system that has been built on this wood tracking system, basically has given recognition and the credibility of this wood tracking system and assurance that the timber sold on the market comes from a legal and sustainable source. It also gives the customers, both local and international customers, the proof that they need that whatever they're buying from the Guyanese market basically comes from, it's harvested legally, and the landowners are harvesting socially responsible, especially when they see the PEFC logo on the timber and timber products. So first and foremost, it will complement our current sustainable forest management initiatives, mainly by assisting or complementing the system that Guyana Forestry Commission has in terms of monitoring the timber along each step of the supply chain. So once the forest sector operator in Guyana opts for private certification, especially PEFC, they will have to do an independent audit to basically gives the assurance that they are operating in a legal and sustainable manner. So this would actually help the Guyana Forestry Commission. It would also help us in terms on the national level to meet our commitments under the low carbon development strategy and our international commitment of combating climate change by maintaining one of the lowest deforestation rates globally. Well, one of the first things that we had to do was basically establish a working group of diverse participants with various perspectives. So that was actually quite an experience because at that forum, we had to manage stakeholders' expectations and also ensure that each representative from the various sector group, um, their views were respected and their inputs were placed on the table. We had representation from civil society, academia, indigenous groups, the private sector, NGOs, environmental NGOs, so that we had 20, it was a 21 members group, and it was quite nice to see that they were all interested in sustainable forest management, and they all basically had an inclusive and participatory exercise to bring a certification system to Guyana. What we've been told from PEFC International is that we have been one of the countries that have done the fastest process in terms of developing our standards. So now that we've been endorsed, our next step will be to implement the system by encouraging stakeholders to opt for what is even though it's voluntarily, to encourage them to practice sustainable forest management through private certification. And on the government side, we will work with these stakeholders to help build their compliance and also to do education and awareness on what basically is the standard, what the standard is about, so that they understand on what their requirements are in terms of PEFC compliance.